Yo, what's up, YouTube world? It's your boy 2Code83. I'm not exactly sure what my name is on my YouTube channel. It might be Rodney, it might be 2Code, but it is what it is, you know. So, uh, my video today is just to give an overview of what I'm going through, right? And that what I'm going through is pertaining to submitting an application for OCS. So first, what I'm going to do is just give a brief history of how far I've come to even talk to a recruiter and submit an application for OCS. So, in 2003, I joined the Navy, enlisted, not officer. Before I joined the Navy, I had did 1 year of college, and before college, I was enrolled in Army ROTC for 2 years. I did 1 semester of ROTC in college. So I decided to join the Navy, and once I joined, in my first week of processing days, in which they call P days, I had found out that I had sickle cell trait, not sickle cell anemia. Okay, they're totally different. Both of them, I mean, they vary, but it's based on a person's hemoglobin sickle, which is hemoglobin S, HGB, capital S. If you don't have any information, if you want to look up some information, Google it. It'll give you all kinds of information pertaining to sickle cell anemia and sickle cell trait. But anyways, so they diagnosed me with sickle cell trait. Unfortunately for me, I wasn't aware that I had sickle cell trait. Now, I know a few people who are still active duty who have the trait, but I felt like I was just that one that they came across and they had to just put out, even though I was unaware. So, and excuse the video, it might be a little fuzzy, but that's only because I'm recording from my phone. So, what they did was they discharged me and gave me denial codes barring me from the military. I received a RE-4 code, which disqualifies me from military service, any branch. Now, I remember probably back in 2009, the Army National Guard was taking people with RE-4 codes. But see, most people aren't aware that people with RE-4 codes mostly gain those RE-4 codes for disciplinary actions, or, you know, they've done something wrong, you know, drugs, misdemeanors, you know, crimes and stuff. And they may also give people with RE-4 codes with medical diagnosis that can't be curable. Well, I guess they felt that my sickle cell trait wasn't curable. Unfortunately, I mean, it's hereditary, so there's no way that I can get rid of sickle cell trait. So, afterwards, I gave up on the Navy. I gave up on the military as a whole. Didn't want to really have nothing to do with it, but I do have something to do with it, and that's only because my wife, she's military personnel. So, wherever she goes, I go. She's been enlisted for about 9 years now. We have 2 kids, so I am a military man spouse. Hey, don't say anything. Husbands are spouses too. I just, I have to do a lot more than just work a full-time job. I have to take care of 2 children, 2 beautiful children at that, and do extracurricular with them after school as well. So it's tough, this doggone, single parent stuff is it's underrated. I give it up to these moms who do it, for 18 years, especially without a man in their, in their children's lives. So thumbs up to y'all, my hat's off to you. I tip it off to you. If you could do it and you make sure that that child is raised to be a responsible adult, I'm telling you. I mean, it's hard to do, but my hat's off to you. Anyways, so 8 years later, I decided to, well, hell, it's 10 years now. I decided to submit an application for OCS. I graduated college 2011 after putting in so much work. I held down a full-time job overseas when my wife was stationed. And I went to school. I pushed it out. 1.5 years, bachelor's degree. Some might say a 3.0 isn't high, but to me, that's an accomplishment. Especially when your spouse is deployed, and you have children to take care of. So I pushed it out, 3.0 GPA. And I mean, that's a big improvement from when I first joined college, where I just partied all the time. I had a 1.8, but I mean, it is what it is. You try your best, you do what you can, and you just get out of there. So we came back stateside, and I decided to join the Navy. I with that RE-4 code, and I approached a few recruiters, and when I approached them, they didn't want to give me our time of the day, with that RE-4 code. They were like, man, I can't talk to you. I can't, we're not giving out waivers for RE-4 codes, So what happened was I had to submit an application to the Board for Corrections of Naval Records. Basically, it was going to be tough for me to get this RE-4 code changed. Oh man, was it tough. And I submitted that application on September 30th of 2011. It's 2013 now. But what I had to do was gather enough evidence to make the board decide on why my code should be changed. So I went to my primary care managers on 2 occasions and got the same testing, hemoglobin electrophoresis testing done, to match it up with my hemoglobin blood work in basic. My hemoglobin blood work from basic was 48.3% of hemoglobin S, over the required hemoglobin S percentage of 45%. Okay. When the Navy diagnosed me, the reason why they gave me an RE-4 code, because the doctor misinterpreted my results as sickle cell anemia instead of sickle cell trait. So he used the disease code ICD-9282, which specifies, or it, how you want to say it, it gives you a detailed description on what disease a person has. So the ICD-9 code 282 is for people who have sickle cell anemia. Well, unfortunately, people who have sickle cell trait, the ICD-9 code is 282.5, and that wasn't on my record. So I put that in my application. I spoke with lawyers who told me that I was never going to get my code changed without their help. All I know, all they wanted was money, but I couldn't afford that, so I did it on my own. It took approximately 1 year for them to send my application back, and my RE-4 code was changed to an RE-3E, which states that I didn't meet the educational requirements for basic, which blows my mind because when you receive codes like that, that means that you have a GED. You don't have a diploma from a accredited high school. When I did join the Navy, that's what it said on my application, that it was accredited high school. So I did join with an accredited high school diploma, and I also had college credits, in which they want you to have if you have a GED. So I was then able to talk with recruiters. Long story short, I got my code changed, and now I was able to talk to recruiters. But what I'm going to do is record another video and tell you how my application process is going. I just want those who are watching my videos or watching this video, know that on a serious mode, if you want something in life, regardless of what it is, you have to stay motivated, dedicated, and persistent, and pushing for what you want. And becoming a naval officer is what I really want to do, And it's not only to relieve my wife of this duty, but as a man, I want to really give back to my country, And this is not, just to wear the uniform and just get training, and look cool in a uniform like most people who do join the military do. This is really something that I really want, And I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I mean, it's been a long time coming. And just to say that I was able to get my code changed shows that I really want this. So, what I'm saying to you is that whatever you want, continue to push for it. Keep on pushing through until you get it. If ever I do submit this application and I don't get selected for the first time, I'm going to continue to submit an application every cycle until they select me. That's just the way I feel. It would be nice if I get selected first time up, and, just to say it, by His grace, God's grace, I feel that I am going to get selected first time up, There's no doubt in my mind, but that's only because I feel that I am a prime candidate compared to those who are coming in. And it's not because I'm just a spouse of a military member, it's because I understand the operational commitments that they have to give. I've worked closely with the Navy as a civilian for the last 7 years. My letters of recommendation are from 07s and above, So I'm getting as competitive as I can, regardless of my GPA, regardless of my OER score. Just with my work history with the Navy, and just with my letters of recommendation, and just with my whole person concept, that I do have leadership skills and a drive to become that next new generational sailor, officer, whatever you want to call it, soldier. But that's just me. But I just want those who've given up to keep motivated, man. Stay motivated. I mean, seriously. If you want what you want in life, living your dreams. You keep pushing for whatever you want, and I promise to you, you'll get through it. Well, until next time, y'all have a good night. The next video, what I'll do is describe my OCS application. Alright now, people. Peace.